All right. So, what do you want me to look at for this game?
I would say that I mean for sure I make like a lot of errors, but my main issue I think it is that yeah what I said I cannot translate this advantage to the rest of the map. I was too
Okay.
fed. I should be carrying this game 1v9 and I'm not.
Okay. So, translating the lead. So just before, I'm just gonna do this and then slow down, speed up. All right.
Sure.
Okay, so you're here and red side.
You're main
Oh,
mid, right?
yes.
Yeah, so I like always well the only thing that I can add here is that I always like to go to start with E because at the beginning when they released Mel, it had almost the same amount of damage and make easier to farm the first wave if I need it and still root the enemy. So that's why I always start with E. I really like it. Even if I max Q, I start always with E.
Okay, I think this is not ideal because E gets you way more lane pressure, especially against Ekko.
Okay.
And also, like, you should be having. What
First
is your.
strike maybe.
You should be having bone plating against Ekko. Like, against any assassin, you want to be. Oh no, wait.
Okay.
It's a bit messy. Wait, I forgot to do this borderless. Okay, so yeah, against Echo or any assassins, they all they
Mhm.
want to do is just jump on you and like put you like half health or something like this.
Yeah.
If you have bone plating, you're gonna absorb like almost half the trade.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
definitely want bone plating.
Okay. And would you go Arcane Comet instead first strike, for example?
Yes, you want to survive the lane, and you don't care because you already outscale him. You don't need more scaling.
Mm. Okay.
So you just want to survive the lane.
Okay.
And also another thing that Q is very good in to do with Mel is that it refreshes Comet very fast because
Okay.
like every tick like refreshes a percentage of Comet. So like using having Q is just way more lane pressure.
Mm.
Okay, so you're farming well. That's great. Now, there were kind of no reason to give the CS. Can it stop, please? Okay, let's see. So first of all, like I don't think you should be placing these wards.
Okay.
You want to place wards only when you have pushed, right? So like right now, if someone is here and jumps on you, you're dead,
Yeah.
right? This is very unlikely because it's very early in the game, right? But the same way is like you're gonna get this ward up, and then you're never gonna use it because Ekko is gonna push. So that's like completely useless.
Okay.
Okay? So don't place wards when you don't need them. And also like you got traded on because of this.
Okay. So
Uh,
where would you place it?
what do you mean the ward?
Yeah, this one, for example.
I
Should
wouldn't.
I, now that I kill him, maybe put some pressure and what Raptors
No,
instead?
no. Like I would now that you killed him, I would hard push the wave and recall and not place the ward. And as
Okay.
soon as I have priority and start crushing a wave, like as soon as I crush one wave, then I can look to start warding.
Mm.
But
Okay.
you
So
don't
I
want
always
what?
no. What I was saying is that I always try to ward as soon as I can, so I don't stack the two wards. You know. So that's what I place the like I always place around this time the ward because I don't wanna go back to base and then when I come back had two ward stacked. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah, I agree. But like right now, usually this, I mean, what I mean is that this ward gave you zero information and will give you zero information because you don't need it,
Okay.
right? So like, yes,
Mhm.
you placed a ward, but the ward is useless because
Yeah.
like
So should
you
I
were
maybe
here the entire game, and
yeah
like by the time you start pushing, the ward is gonna be gone.
Okay, so maybe wall raptors before the minions arrive.
If you
Always.
think you're gonna get pushed and you
Mm-hmm.
cannot get prio, yes, you can place a ward here. Otherwise, you need to keep it because you're gonna push. On the second wave, you can like put a ward here or something, and then
Okay.
you can like pressure the game, pressure the lane.
Okay.
But you don't want to be placing wards that won't give any value. And if you
Mm-hmm.
see that one of your wards is not giving any value, you need to ask yourself why, right?
Okay.
There's the jungler fighting. You're in a pretty good position. I would not use Q here. You had no
Okay.
reason to use Q. You want to have a reason for you to use Q. Like for example, like here, the reason, like there were no reason for you because you just had to put an auto and the CS was dead. Here you
Mm-hmm.
used Q because you wanted to poke him, so that's good. But you don't want
Okay.
to use Q because you have Q up, and why not, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I just don't want to get damage from the minions, but I get it's not worth, right? Compared with the mana
Well,
that I'm losing.
yeah, it depends, but yeah, here it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to be kinda waiting for him to go for a last hit to use your abilities, right?
Okay.
So right now is a good time because he is gonna be standing here to get those CS, right? So you can just Q preemptively. He's gonna walk into it.
Yeah, I think I'll queue, I think. No? Right.
You can R and he's dead. Yep, that's very good. Right. Yeah, you definitely need to use your abilities more when there is a reason to use them, right?
Okay.
So like for example here, there is no reason for him to walk forward. Like no CS is getting low, he is already backing off. Like there is
Mm-hmm.
no reason for him to get hit by this ability. But if you delay this ability in 2 seconds and then launch it while this CS is getting low, like he needs
Mm-hmm.
to get the CS or he's gonna try to move forward.
Okay.
And either he gives the CS and you're happy because he didn't lasted this, or he's gonna walk forward to get the CS and then he's gonna get hit and then you can like follow up with Q and auto and you blast him.
Okay.
But that's how you get like better ability usage. Unfortunate, you got, yeah, okay. You had like here you
Mm.
just need to put one auto on this CS.
Yeah, on the first one.
On the first one that
Sure.
is gonna be hit, which is the closest from the center, right? So it's gonna
Yeah.
be this one. And then you put one auto and then wait for the auto of the tower and then put one auto and then same thing. You do this for this one and then for this one,
Mm.
right? But you
Yeah.
using an ability just tells me I'm not confident in farming a tower and
And
I
I'm
don't
not,
want
yeah.
want to lose the CS. But then I answer you, how are you gonna get better if you never try?
Yeah, that's true.
So just be comfortable doing mistakes and like give you opportunities to even fail, right? Okay. Unfortunate you didn't W the R of Ekko,
Yeah.
but well, that's fine. Okay, here you have priority, you have push. That's a good time to ward, right?
Okay.
Because now you need this ward to be continuing to continue to be like
Mm.
keep pushing. You need this ward to stay safe,
Okay.
right?
I just wanted to push wave and move to void grabs at this point, I think.
Yeah, but you need this ward, and this ward should like try
Yeah,
to
yeah.
place it here,
Good.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because like this ward, like it doesn't cover this, so like the guy can go here, right?
Mm.
it does like it's very, you need to be very aware to see them before, but if you place it here, you see everything here and everything here, right?
Yeah,
And it's more like this, right? But it's like way more space and you have way more time to respond to the gank.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you used your E so many times just to last it. And see, like, yeah, look here, just before you just use the, if I'm Ekko, I'm just going in right now. You're so weak. You don't have a E.
Mhm.
You're useless,
Yeah,
right? And then when you get your E back, well, yeah, that's unfortunate. I used it for too late. That's fine. All right, you crash this. You're going top. I don't mind this. You need to return mid though. Okay,
yeah,
let's
that
see.
was definitely walking out of vision. So
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, at this point, you know that this guy is gonna collapse on you, so
yeah,
you have to play with your, like you have to
yeah,
be helped, right? But yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Where are you going? Yeah, no, you need to push this wave. Always push the waves, right? You
yeah,
don't want to be moving while your lane is not pushed. Like same thing, the lane is not pushed right now, so you can't
mhm,
move. You catching the wave and the tower is not ideal. Again, you need to push the wave.
yeah,
Because like if the guy decides to push here, he's gonna like chunk your tower like quite a lot,
yeah,
right? So you can't like just let this wave like this. And also you're bleeding farm, like you want this CS. You don't want to let CS for no reason. Yeah, see, like he's like if Ekko was smart here, he would be like, oh, she's gonna come back, so I can go and kill my team and kill her team, and like Mel is gonna have the decision to just give the CS or help the team,
yeah,
right? So you don't want to be in this situation. But if you pushed, then Echo would have to collect and you can group, right?
yeah,
So you want to be the one making him make the decision, not the opposite. Yep, pretty good. Yeah. Oof, aggressive.
also,
I,
if you want to check the build, because I don't know if I'm building right.
no, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I would have not flashed just because like your flash is way more valuable than just a kill.
Mhm.
Yep, you're trying to get the mid tower, that's pretty good. Yeah, see how you almost died just because you didn't have flash?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yep. And then you lost the mid tower.
Mhm.
Right, so you flashing to get this kill is basically saying I'm flashing to take this kill and give this tower.
Yeah,
Alright, at this point, the bot tower fell. The bot lane roomed is now mid, so you need to go bot. Right? You cannot stay mid. You want to.
yeah. Like I would do this in a normal game, but since Twitch was AFK, literally he was doing nothing. He was roaming around the map, not pressing any line. So that's why I stayed mid at least to get the turret. Maybe this is incorrect. That's what I did it. And yeah, in a normal game I would go bot definitely.
No, but what do you mean? Because like right now you're out of base. Twitch is mid,
Yeah,
so you should go bot.
but the wave is like far, right? And we have no turret, while mid wave is getting pressured
Okay,
by Ekko, and Twitch is going top, but I don't know why. So that's what I went mid.
okay.
Normally I would go.
First of all, you're out of base with a lot of gold, so you want to be
Mhm.
grabbing a pink at least, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you can place like a ward here, a pink here, and a ward here, and you're safe to push.
Okay.
Second of all, you can't fight because your support is recalling.
Mm.
I mean, the ADC is dead as well, but like you walking mid like this tells me that you're not willing to concede the lane to Twitch, and Twitch is gonna go bot at this point because like or somewhere else because you're occupying the space and he doesn't want to share the farm with you. Yeah, like neither do you, right?
Yeah, that's
But
right. Yeah,
it's gonna make him go away. Well, that's not what you want. You want to just go bot,
yeah. Okay.
right? And when you have pushed the wave and there is nothing anymore for you to do, then you can rotate mid. But right now,
Mhm.
like there is this wave to catch, and you're not afraid to catch it because like a lot of people are top.
Mhm.
Ash is dead, and you should have a pink and place the vision.
Okay.
Like yeah, you like your like Twitch is going top. I think one of the reason Twitch is going top is because you're mid,
Because of me, yeah.
and then you're going top. But yeah, that's too late,
Then, yeah.
and then you're dying,
Yep.
and then you go mid again.
But I think I was
Okay,
on. Yeah.
now you go top and you recall instantly. Why did you recall?
I don't know why, honestly.
What you did is just like get out of base, came here, recalled.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like
Maybe I forgot to buy something or no clue. Honestly, I'm
yeah,
just
but
trying to asking
I
why
don't
so
know. But like
quickly.
you just need to push at this point. Like
Yeah.
you can't
Totally.
recall like this. Like you lost 1 minute for no reason, and then you're going bot with Twitch again. You have TP. You don't need to group. Like just push side lanes, right? I can't see the farm anymore. I can't see anything anymore. Well, let's see the sequence. So you wanted to fight.
For the Drake, right? That's what I went straight
Okay.
there. But yeah, I have TP, so maybe I could have
This
TP.
guy doesn't have TP.
Mm-hmm.
You Set does have TP. You don't have the position. You need to push mid lane. Like you cannot go and fight this. Like all
Yeah,
you do.
I saw inside the team fight, and it was like it's now or never.
What do you mean it's now or
That's what
never?
like. I saw a Mumu inside of the fight already. You see a Mumu engaged with no one around.
Yeah, but you're not
And
here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
a
yeah. That's
Mumu
what I.
fighting right now is useless. Like it doesn't matter. There are
Yeah, yeah.
five. You're four. You're not fighting. You're going away. That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you trying to fight here is basically saying I'm strong enough that I'm gonna kill. We are gonna kill four of them or five of them while we're three.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, no, really not.
Yeah. Then you just get destroyed, and it's not even close, right?
No, no, it's not.
So don't fight with the number advantage. Like maybe
Mhm.
Timo should have been here, but it doesn't matter because he's not.
Yeah.
Why are you recalling again? I can't see. It's probably for your item.
I killed one, so maybe
Yeah.
I was just
Again,
going.
you're going here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you again you have TP, so you should be going top. Like one of the reason why Timo was not here and he was
Mm-hmm.
there, which meant like top side, is because you were not top side while you had TP,
Okay.
right?
I think I went there. Maybe they're doing Atacam, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
are
know.
doing Atakan, but what's your point?
Yeah, I saw Lux and Amumu there, so I just wanted to go help to see if we can steal it. I mean, in a good position, I felt that I could like kill Set.
Yep, okay. Then here's what I can tell you. You just go top. If something happen, you TP on this ward.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're not gonna use your TP of the entire game.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And like no one is pushing, no one is pressuring top. So what's gonna happen is just like Ashe is gonna push, and she's gonna have this
Hmm.
tower, and like she's gonna be insanely fed,
Okay.
right? And like now this the jungler is the one defending the top lane,
Hmm.
which means that they should be like, oh, this is a completely free attack, because like
Yeah,
Amumu
because
is
someone
trolling. But
going
realistically,
top.
it's not Amumu that is trolling, it's you, because like you should be top, and Amumu had nothing to the top. He should be bot,
Yeah.
and the reason he's top is because you're not. And now you gone top, but it's too late, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
And also like you lost half the tower, and
Yeah.
then you're trying to group again. Push this damn wave, okay?
Hmm.
Are you scared of pushing?
I think. Do we have vision of Set?
I mean, yes, you do, and also like you know they are attacking, right? And even if you don't, I'm pretty sure you can just like, if you see
Hmm.
set, you just E and run away.
Okay. Yeah. Or maybe Nocturne. I don't know.
Same thing, like you're not scared of Ekko, or you shouldn't be. You were clapping him in lane, and you just gave the tower like for no reason, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So be careful about this. And now you're grouping. That's fine, because you can't push. But now you need to return, because he's gonna crash the wave.
Yeah. Bot is also well. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Lux
but
is
it
bot.
doesn't matter. Bot is defended already. But now, Twitch get in his position where he's going top. Okay, so now Twitch is top. Okay, so now you're supposed to go mid.
They mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to be mid because you have TP. You want to be in the side lane.
Yeah, that's true.
Like all you're doing right now is just like if I draw your pathing is like this, right? Like you're not
Hmm.
doing anything. And then you're mid, and like Timo is like, oh wait, I need to go here, and Twitch is like, oh well, I don't have anything to do, I'm gonna go here because Mel is taking my wave, and then he's gonna go bot, and you're gonna end up mid with no TP. So like next fight, which is probably Drake, someone is gonna be top where it should be you, and he's not gonna be here for the Drake.
Okay. Yeah.
See how Twitch path? Yeah, he wants farm, and you're taking his farm,
Hmm.
and then you're recalling while Drake is about to spawn, right? In 16
Yeah.
seconds, there is Drake,
Maybe
and
I
you're
was
not
planning.
here.
Yeah. Maybe I was planning to DP.
Yeah, but yeah. And then they died, and then you can't face check, but you're gonna try, and you're gonna die. Or you're not gonna try, but then, like, Drake is
No.
gone.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna try this, and someone is gonna die here, 100%.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And I would be surprised if you don't die here.
I will. I think.
You don't. Okay. Well, they still have Soul and Nash, and I'm pretty sure like you could have definitely influenced this.
Okay.
Okay, so you're top, but again, push, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
You're taking like everyone's farm. And then when you go top, Timo is with you, right? And then because two of you are top, they are taking the inhib. Okay. I don't think this is necessary to look at the rest of the game, except if you really want to.
No, 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 it's fine. Yeah, like I understand what you're saying,
Yep.
but sometimes like yeah,
if I give
sometimes
too
I do.
many, go for it.
No, 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 it's fine. It's fine. Just wanted to say that sometimes I do this because I feel like I'm stronger than the ADC. So in order to get the pressure in mid, I stay in mid with the support instead of the
Okay.
ADC.
So
But I don't know if that's right.
okay. So few things. First of all, I wanted to cut the review because else you will have
Mhm.
too much information to look in your game. So that's not good. So I'm
Okay.
gonna give a recap and then I'm gonna answer your question. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, you want to be placing your word correctly, right?
Okay.
So placing of words. So that's the first thing. Second
Mhm.
thing, you want to use Q or use ability
Mhm.
when he goes to farm. When
Okay.
your opponent goes goes to last it to CS, right? So
Yeah.
that's like the laning. Those 2 points are laning. And the third point is you need to work on your lane assignment. So for your question,
Mhm.
your question is I'm stronger than the mid laner, the ADC.
Yeah.
Can I push? Can I stay mid to keep the pressure? Well, there is few things that you need to understand. First of all, the role of ADC can't function without his support.
Okay.
Second of all, you being mid means that you relinquish the entire pressure of one of the side lane, because this ADC won't be able to match the mid laner.
Okay.
Third of all, you won't be able to do like the basic macro of you want to push a lane then group, because like
Mhm.
you would be mid, so you would just be catching mid waves, and you won't be able to do anything because like one of the lane would be pushed,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
So the only way that you want to be staying mid when when your ADC is not is when you think that he won't be able to maintain the mid tower, but you can.
Okay.
That's the only That's the only reason why you want to be mid. Otherwise, you just stay bot or stay somewhere else. And you don't want to group when you have TP, or at least not as much. You want to be pushing waves as safely as you can, as much as you can, but while staying safe.
Mhm.
And you want to buy pink wards. So that
Well,
goes
yeah,
back
that's
to wards.
something I have to improve.
Yep. You want to buy pink wards because like just the yellow wards are not enough for you to stay alive.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Any
Mhm.
questions?
Regarding that, no, I think you're totally right. Yeah, There's, I
Okay.
definitely have to work on these things.
Yeah. And as soon as you get this sorted, you're gonna be
Mm.
like in a very much better spot.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck with the games.
Thank you. Can I ask you a few things before ending, real quick?
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
So I would like to ask you because I main Mel now and Diana. That's my two main champs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I would like to add any. Well, I would like to add one more just to try going 1v9 in some games. So since Katarina is not, in my opinion, in a great spot right now, would you recommend me a third one to master or
Okay,
to go?
so here's what I can tell you.
Mm.
In the long run, you're always gonna be winning more games by just having a smaller champion pool. So
Yeah.
having two champions is already the maximum.
Okay.
So you don't want to be more than two champions.
Okay.
And also, a champion being strong or being weak doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It matters for challenger players. I'm a master player and it doesn't matter for me.
Hmm.
So it doesn't matter for you.
Okay.
Right? Just play what you enjoy. you're gonna
Okay.
win more by playing what you enjoy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Makes sense. And one last thing
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask you is about itemization. So I'm not really good at it. So what I do is always check LoL analytics and pick the best, let's say the most common builds.
Well, yeah,
Is
okay.
that right? Or should I start doing a different thing, like
Well,
picking my own
you
items?
kinda want to be intentional with your build. So, like for
Mm-hmm.
example, you were playing Blackfire Torch.
Yeah.
Blackfire Torch is very good against a lot of melees because you want to be hitting multiple targets,
Okay. Yeah.
and also you want to you you're you want to play this build if you're not afraid of dying. Like for example, if someone is not threatening you very much. If
Yeah.
there,
If not, the Archangel is called. Yeah.
what did you say? Yeah,
The
yeah,
staff.
yeah, yeah. You want to play Seraph
Yeah.
when you're scared of dying because there is like too much threat.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Okay.
answer? Does that
Okay.
answer your
So
question?
well,
So it's just
yes.
better to. It kinda doesn't matter what you build. You just want to have a reason to build an item and then play towards this reason. So for example, if you play Luden, even though Luden is a pretty bad item right now, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you play Luden Shadowflame, you
Mm-hmm.
want to be playing like an assassin.
Okay.
If you play Blackfire Torch Legendary, you want to be DPSing from far away and just like poking in teamfight, not trying to commit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you want to be
Okay.
playing according to your build, but it kinda doesn't matter. As long as you play towards your build and your build has a reason behind it, it's fine.
Okay. And for Diana, for example, because I honestly build uh, Lichbane always, but since they released the Storm Surge, it's called, right?
Hmm.
I started to build it, but I don't know how good it is because
Well,
it's true
it's
that
storms.
Lichbane for me was really strong, but when I check damage, it's not that much. On Diana, I mean.
Hmm.
So I don't know
Well,
if I should go
I
Lichbane
don't
instead of
play there now, so I
okay.
don't know. But what I know is Storm Surge is a very bad item.
It's bad, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
But you can
Okay.
still play. You can still take the Shadow Flame if you want to play like a
Okay.
pen item, right?
Would you take Shadow Flame as a first item?
No, probably not.
Okay. So maybe Lich Bane into Shadow Flame.
Yeah, Lich Bane Shadow Flame doesn't seem bad, but you can just look at what other people are playing if you have no idea what to do, right? So
Yeah.
like if I look at it, Diana build. Let's see what they're building. Like most of them are playing tank, so they're playing Legendary, Riftmaker, Undying Despair.
Yeah, but this on jungle, right? I mean, in mid. I play with Electrocute, Diana.
Right, in mid lane. In mid
Yes.
lane, they seems to all go Shadow Flame, but I kind of disagree.
Yeah.
The other build are Rocket Belt, Lich Bane, which I agree. Like I think this is a good build.
That was the all-time, like the one, the
Yep,
the the historical build, like
yep.
the one that
And
has
also
the
there is
best.
like Lich Bane, Shadow Flame, so both of them are fine. But I
Okay.
would definitely not go Storm Surge. Like Storm Surge is definitely not a good item to build.
Okay. And
Like,
Thonias is a
I,
must-have in the third item, right?
yep. Like if you look at it, right, and
Yeah.
I saw it by Diamond Plus, which is when
Mm-hmm.
people start to understand how things work. Like you definitely see. Like I'm gonna close this. No, please go away. You definitely see that as soon as you start like building something else than those, it's going better, right? I mean, I guess this one is pretty weak,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe you should try this one instead, because like
Okay.
this is a bad item. If you're building Storm Surge, there is something wrong, right?
Yeah. I always liked Lich Bane, but talking with someone, I don't know, time ago, he was, yeah, high elo, master, something like that. He told me that Lich Bane gives you small stats at the early game, It's not that,
The
I don't
build
know.
pass is difficult,
Mm,
so maybe what you could do is if you so okay, so Rocket Belt seems to be pretty bad, even though I'm not quite sure, right? If you look more into like if you go higher and go Master Plus,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so no one seems to be playing Rocket Belt, or at least it's a very low sample size, so it's very hard to draw conclusion from this.
Yeah.
But it seems like even in Master Plus, they're looking to play Storm Searcher. Here, what I can tell you:
Mm-hmm.
if you can build Lich Bane, and you can get the Needlessly Large Road on your first back, go this build. If
Okay.
you cannot get this on the first buy, just go just go Storm Surge.
Okay. So I really like the hashtag alternator. I think it's OP, or in my opinion, in my silver opinion.
Yeah,
That that's
but as soon as you
really
need, so if you need to take a Needlessly Large Road, this
okay.
item is very important to take because it's very expensive. It's very hard to take.
Okay.
So as soon as you can take it, so like for example, you're building Shadow Flame, you need to buy this item if you can.
Instead of Shin, for example, in Leech Blade.
Yep, 100%.
Instead of- Okay. And if not, should I go for some tones instead
Okay,
of?
so the rule is you want to go for first the item the most difficult to get
Okay.
and also the most powerful for you.
Okay.
Right? So
The
Needless
most
Rod
powerful
Rod is so
instead of.
difficult to get that every time an item has a Needless Rod Rod, you want to take it.
Okay.
Any question?
Nothing else. Yeah. I think
Right.
you're right. Okay. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, sure.
I'll work hard on these things, and
Yep.
I'll tell you in a few days how good it's going.
Yep. I would recommend you to go for at least 5 to 7 days, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you can
Sounds
come back to me and tell me how it went. And don't be afraid of making mistakes,
okay.
right? It's okay if you lose games trying stuff. That's fine. That's how learning goes,
Okay.
right?
So that's it. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
Good
you so
luck.
much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.